How I Drew This. Hey, Masae.
Hey, Bobby.
Welcome to another episode of How I Drew This. This one is going to be a creature. Surprise, surprise. But hey, I love creatures. Now, you know what I'm going to be drawing here. Mm-hmm. And one thing that you asked me before was like something about the idea.
Yeah, where did the idea originate from? Is it something that you experienced? Is it just out of nowhere?
Let's talk about these sketches real quick.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll talk about the idea. Now, these sketches, I'm just doing them on the side. I wasn't really sure exactly how I wanted the face, so I just wanted to scratch in some quick little ideas. I felt it was important to put it in there.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't see this whole process, especially from very accomplished artists. You think that, oh, they know what they're doing all the time. They're just gonna whip out something really quickly. But it's really nice to see this because then it makes me realize, okay, my first drawing is never gonna be perfect, so I should do a few other ones on the side.
Yeah, you're very kind. I see you doing the exact same thing with your illustrations and stuff like that, so yeah, it's good practice. And a lot of times the biggest difference between a professional and a non-professional is really how much they kind of care and cater to the process of making something good, you know, going over those drafts and things like that. And now that the sketch is kind of coming together, let's talk about the idea.
Yeah.
So the whole entire idea behind this illustration was an eternal flower. This magical, amazing, beautiful flower that's rare and has, amazing, incredible powers is found by this little creature. Does the creature know how special this thing is and how special it is to witness it bloom? Probably not. It's probably just looking at it, just admiring how cute it looks or whatever, and that's it.
Curious little critter.
And so the idea, a lot of times these ideas, they come from actual kind of experiences, human experiences, or things that I kind of notice about human society, things like that. And for me, where this stemmed from is the whole entire idea that a lot of times we are kind of like the creature. We don't realize the special moments that we're in until the flower has wilted, until the time has passed. And for us to kind of be in that moment, to really experience and really appreciate that being at that time, I think is super important, and that's where this idea stemmed from.
I love how these drawings, they all have a story, they all have a character with a certain personality, and it's also teaching us a lesson.
I'll tell you, I started coming up with this idea when I was making some other video, and I started to go over old photos and videos. I stumbled upon our video last year at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And that was kind of like, that was a moment where I knew that was kind of like that eternal flower moment. This is going to be so special, and I'm going to gobble up every second of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so
awesome.
It's actually connected. It's actually connected, this idea, to like a previous experience that we had together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun.
Fun moment. So I love here how you're doing the outlines of the grass and the fur, and it looks you can tell how furry the character is, but then the outline of the grass is like, you can tell it's grass.
Yes, the grass had to be thick, and it had to be a lot more specific, a lot more defined because it's thicker, and so I didn't really concentrate on any lighting. I didn't fully concentrate on any overlap, even though I knew that there's going to be a lot of blades of grass or leaves and things like that overlapping each other. I want to just get the silhouette first, and after I get the silhouette, that's when I start to dig into that white silhouette and start to block out, or start to detail a lot more of the stuff. I want to make sure I got the silhouette right first, and then surrounded it with all that black so I could really feel the shape of it. And then afterwards decide, where do I want to go darker or really dark?
See, if I were to draw this, I'd probably have the tendency of drawing every single blade overlapping, and then it wouldn't be like this clear white silhouette of the grass. So I'm really learning a lot just by watching like how you're kind of approaching it and how you're using that negative space to block in shapes, then kind of figure out the other details.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Like, I learn tons from you all the time, so I'm glad that you can learn some stuff from me as well. You know, that's one of the big traits about successful artists, is that we keep learning from each other.
Yeah. And cool, you're blocking out everything else and making it into like a night scene.
Yes. With the whole entire idea of this like eternal flower, this mystical, magical kind of thing, I felt like, you know, at first I was contemplating whether or not to put trees and things into the back, but as I started working out the piece, I definitely felt like it needed to be really, really black in the background to give that proper lighting that I wanted. With pen, you're a lot more limited in the amount of values that you can put down clearly. So I had to be even more kind of thoughtful with where I'm going to have things completely white, and to balance that out and to accentuate that with the super, super dark background.
That's a lot of pen mileage.
A lot. My hand was cramped.
But the look is just amazing. Like how you even like cross-hatching the black part, you're not just like mindlessly scribbling the whole thing in. It's kind of like you're doing a little section by section and trying to really bring out the darks.
Yeah, it literally was a little tiny section by section, but there is something to be said about just seeing something that you know took a long, long time. There's something satisfying about it. And when you finish something like that took you a long, long time, there is something satisfying about finishing that thing that you don't get from something that you could finish a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And there you go, everybody. So there's the eternal flower. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see anything else in the future.